Hey guys, welcome back. Big Pete Garage. It's 5 a.m. on my day off. We're headed out on an adventure. We're traveling 2 hours out into Jersey. Pick up some more BMW seats, new build. Well, it's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be a hot day. Let's get on the road.
Here's to you, and here's to me. Best of friends will always be. But if we ever disagree, you and here's to me. Yo, what's the crack? Where you at? Yeah, top of the morning. Let's tie one on, bartender, keep pouring. Oh, Danny boy, I hear the pipes calling. Leave nobody out in the cold. Let 'em all-
Alright guys, so we had put a set of BMW seats in the XJ, and it turned out so good that we were going to do the same thing for the Wrangler. So again, Facebook Marketplace came up with a really good score, but this time I got to drive a little further. 2 hours into New Jersey from New York, and then 2 hours back. But it seems to be the exact same seats. And this guy's got a center console out of that BMW. I think he said it was a 2003 3 Series. All electric seats, the whole nine. I'm going to have to make brackets. But I'm really excited about that center console. If I can get that center console to work with that 4-wheel drive shifter, oh man, it's going to be sick. Sick. So sit back, relax. Got a little bit of a road trip ahead of me. Not too bad. And hopefully I can take you guys along for the ride. See if this guy is cool or not. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so here we are in the parking lot of a McDonald's. Awesome guy. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Badass seats. Not as good as a condition as the other ones, but they'll do just fine. Do a little leather conditioner on that. We'll get it. And I'm most excited about is the center console. Got it for a steal. Check that out. Definitely gonna have to modify it. We'll see. We got a hazard button. Maybe I can make that work. And we got a window lock button. I wonder. Well, that's weird. This thing covers that cup holder. That is so weird. Huh. Ah, somebody's been drawing in it. Cup holders come out. Looking at the switch, trying to get an idea of what we got going on here. But nice. I'm excited about that. All right, let's get back on the road. We got 2 hours drive time to get home. Thank God this guy met me early morning. It's going to be hot today. It's going to be like 100 degrees. So let's get back to the shop and let's get working. What did I do? I took it apart. Now I'm not sure if I can put it back together. Let me show you. So this is the driver's bottom butt, I guess you would call it. And I noticed this. A little bit worse than what I thought when I bought them. The leather's like cracked. I'm not sure if I could sew it together and it'll hold. I don't know. Let me talk to my sister. She might have more knowledge about sewing leather. But my brainiac idea was to, maybe I could just switch them. Maybe I could just take the bottom off the passenger seat and put it on the driver's seat, because the driver's seat gets more wear and this one won't get as abused as much. Well, I had no idea how to take a seat apart. Never done it before. Not in this aspect anyway. This is BMW German engineering, right? Is that what they call it? So pretty much had to do the entire harness. I cut a couple wires. I'm gonna have to splice them back together, and I don't even know where this bar goes. I've no idea. I think it goes in the back. Got a bunch of bolts, bunch of tools out. Yeah, I don't know. I got it off though. But now this means that I'm going to have to do this exact same thing to the passenger seat. And then I can start rebuilding. Oh my God. So I basically have to tear down both seats just to switch the bottom. You know, my Dodge Ram pickup, I was literally able to change the foam and the cover on the bottom cushion without even taking it out of the truck. Like, I don't even think there was tools involved except like a flathead. But yeah, thank you BMW, and thank you Germans. You guys overcomplicated it. And now I gotta figure out what the hell I did. Ugh. Alright, so now I got two BMW seats torn apart. And a bigger pile of parts. But it got a little easier. I have a little bit more confidence now. So this was the first seat I took apart. This is the driver's seat. And I completely ripped it down for no reason. So by the time I got to the second one, it was so much easier. You figure things out and you do it over and over again, it becomes easy. So much faster, so much easier. You learn about certain things like push back and up, and you don't even have to unbolt the rest of the stuff in the back, and so much easier. So much more confidence now that I can put this back together. You can definitely see the difference in the wear. This seat is so much nicer. So, time to switch them. Alright, let me put it back together. And there we have it. Both seats put back together with the good cushion on the driver's side with the memory. So I'll get this one fixed eventually. I'll take care of it. Nice. And I only have a couple of spare parts left. What does that mean? Nah, it means nothing. Don't worry about it. It's actually the old seatbelt stuff that I didn't need. I'm using the original seatbelts out of the Jeep, so that's what those extra bolts are for. So I actually did pretty good. No extra parts. All right, let me get some wires run to this thing, make sure everything works, and then I got to figure out how we're going to mount them. We're going to mount them right there. So we got the seat pretty much where we want it. It's in a good position. I got it right up against the roll bar. The seat's a lot wider than the original seat, and I'm actually being able to use one original bolt hole, but that side of the floor is much higher than the rest. So I got to make some brackets on this side right here. I need at least 3 inches, and then in the back I had to move the ratcheting mechanism for the seatbelt. I'm gonna have to relocate it. Probably just gonna put it like right up here. See over there how it's the ratcheting mechanism's all the way down. it's stopping the seat from going far enough back where I want it. So I'm going to take the ratcheting mechanism and I'm going to mount it to the front of that wheel well with some large, super large fender washers. And it'll actually make the seatbelt longer too, which, you know, being a big guy, there's nothing wrong with that, longer seatbelt. Yeah, so, but I have to make brackets. So over here, I'm setting up the first bracket. I'm going to go step by step, one at a time, get the right height, side to side. Had the seat in and out a dozen times, sitting in it probably 6 times. So I'm going to weld this together right here. This is going to be one mount for the left front. Alrighty then. Let me get my helmet on. Let me get the ground on. And let's come down. Let's see. All right. So I just wanted to stop what I was doing and show you guys this new set of drill bits I got, because I think they just came in really handy. So these are for impact driver. They can fit in a regular drill as well, but they clip right into impact driver, right? Give yourself a little impact motion there, almost like a hammer drill. But now that I got to drill down through the seat bracket, and I have 2 of those rails that I welded together, it's pretty far down. I'm not going to be able to reach. So I have one of these bit extensions, right? Put a Phillips bit or a Torx bit in the tip of it. Check this out. This is what I'm talking about, having the right tool for the job. God, I love tools. There it is. Look at that. The drill bit extension. That is badass. Because the hole that I got to drill is way down in there. Yep. And now, I have to make that hole bigger. Look at that. See? I would have ran out. I would have ran out a bit by the time I break through. Always have the right tool for the right job. Got the driver's seat done, except for a little paint touch up where I scratched the floor, and I got to paint the brackets. But oh man, it's so comfortable. She looks so good. Got it running off a booster pack right now until I can figure out what I'm going to do with the wiring. I don't know if I'm going to put a stereo in this or not, so I'm trying to stop, take a minute, and plan ahead a little bit. It's nice. So comfortable. All right, let me get the shop cleaned up, turn this thing around, and I can do the other side. All right, both seats are in, bolted down. I didn't run the electric yet for the power seats. I'm just using a booster pack for right now to move them forward and back. They're nice. I'm really glad I went with these again, just like the Cherokee. Now we're trying to figure out the center console situation. So I've been staring at it. This is the original console that came with the Jeep. I think it's a Rugged Ridge Universal Jeep center console. I took the cup holders out. They're soaking in the sink over there. They're pretty nasty. If you can see, it's all mold and stuff, but it's going to need a good cleaning. Got cup holders back there. So I'm debating on what I am going to do. Together, they're too long. If I push this back too far, this is not a usable armrest. I'm not crazy about this armrest because I don't understand, but it covers a cup holder. I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me. I thought the Germans were smart. BMW. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to disassemble this thing completely. This is kind of cool. This thing flips around like this. It's got a coin holder in it. That's kind of cool. Shiny object, sidetracked. So I'm gonna have to cut this portion off. I'd imagine that was for emergency brake handle, but for my four-wheel drive shifter, this has to go. So I'm gonna need to slice this thing right off, right there, just to get it to fit. And then, like I said, I'm not crazy about this freaking armrest. I'm really thinking about just hacking this thing right here somehow. I gotta disassemble everything, see how it's built, figure out where I can cut. But I think I'm gonna cut it right there. No armrest, but I'll have, you know, cool little coin tray, 2 additional cup holders. I like the look of it, and switches right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but they're cool. I gotta make them work and do something. I don't know. Let me put it on the bench and let me tear it down. So I got it all torn down, and I figured out where I'm going to do my first cut. It was pretty easy. He popped out this rear passenger ashtray, which is used. It's pretty gross. And then this armrest, I guess you would call it an armrest assembly, was actually the mount. Went all the way through. So this thing basically just slid right out the bottom. I thought it was going to be complicated, but it wasn't. So this is where I'm going to cut. I'm going to come right across here, come down, straight line all the way up and down. That's the way I can take this whole section out, and my four-wheel drive shifter, transfer case shifter, will have plenty of room to move. And then I'm going to go from there. And then I'm going to decide if I'm just going to hack the thing off right here. Alright, let's see. And I'm using the oscillating tool. Multi-tool, whatever it's called. I love this thing. Like butter. It cuts like butter. Okay. Oh yeah. Watch your fingers. Alright, cool. I like it. I was worried about structural integrity. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Let's go throw this thing in the truck and see what it looks like. Pretty cool. It actually fits right around it. I don't know how I'm going to connect this thing to the dash, but I kind of wanted it to come up like that somehow, and maybe put a bolt in upward. And then I might have to build sides for it, because look how high it's hovering off the ground. But then if I do that, then I definitely got to shorten it. Definitely got to shorten it. But But if I were to cut it here, and I could take this, I could angle it maybe. Maybe I could take this and put it right up against this. Hold on. So I've been really staring at this. I don't know if I spend more time staring at stuff to figure it out, or spending time trying to find that last tool I had in my hand. Whew. All right, so while staring at this, I only need this portion right here. I only want the cup holders and maybe that cool coin tray. So I think I'm going to slice it here. And then I need to figure out this angle. And I want to take this and slice it like that. And take this part right here, I want it to go right here. Right on this edge right here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. But that's what I see in my head. Let me try to accomplish it. Alright, so I was originally going to try to cut at an angle here to match that rugged ridge center console. But when I cut it here, I went, you know what, let me just slice it down here, get rid of this piece, and then I can go from there. And then I'm looking at it going, I wonder if I could just put this on the side. And I could actually like screw into this, into the rugged ridge console. So, let's see. I had it mocked up a little bit already. But, so now I think I'm going to be bringing it down a little bit to below that change thing. And then on the side right there, it just goes along the side. I'll be able to screw it in there. And then, oh man, look at that. Somehow mount it underneath the dash or build a leg of something. But there it is. That's what I want. Oh, yes. And I have some play to slide everything forward and back to give me the exact positioning. But that's it. That's what I want right there. Now I got to figure out how to attach the two. How to attach it to the dashboard or build a leg for it. That is badass. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below. So I broke out the trusty welder because I decided to go with metal to give it some kind of support. That's strong now. Not even mounted and it's strong. Right up to the base of the dash. Gotta do a little leveling. Nice. So this is what I did, right? That's it. That's all I did. I basically just tacked together. I took a couple measurements. Oh, I put the camera in the right place. I took a couple measurements. And I just tacked together a couple pieces of metal to make up for the difference. But this is going to go that way. Like that. So it's going to support the entire bottom. So if I got me a big gulp, it'll support the weight of it. And now I'm just going to put a piece from here to here and finish welding everything, and then I could drill holes in this piece and just tap it to the floor. Some self-tappers, and then one self-tapper up there, a couple of wood screws back here, and we're in business. And of course, a couple of screws down the top. This is underneath the cup holder. I'm going to drill a hole right here, and I'll put 2 nut and bolts. It'll go through that top plate right there. And then I'll have the fine task of sanding down the cuts, scrubbing, cleaning, get it ready for final assembly. So here it is in its raw form, this bracket that I made. Hey, it's a quadrilateral. And I tell you, these nut and bolt kits from Harbor Freight, they're the best. I use them all the time. Harbor Freight, I'm still waiting for your call. I'm still waiting for you to sponsor a video. Hint, hint, hint. So let's give this thing a test fit. Let's see here. All right, it's gonna go this way. Let's see. Oh man. There it is. That's a keeper. I'm going to drill a hole right here. I got a little dot with the marker. I can put a self-tapper down into the floor, stop it from sliding. I'm going to put a screw up into here, make sure I don't hit anything, and then a bunch of wood screws in the side here. But there it is. All right, now I got to break it apart. That bracket is raw metal, so I got to paint that bracket, and I got to sand down where I cut and give this thing a good cleaning. So this is what I'm using to sand down that plastic. It's pretty much just like a little buffing wheel. I had a bunch of these because I was getting into some rims, some aluminum rims. I need to get into some tight quarters. So I had ordered a bunch of these. Works pretty good. So if you see this edge right here, this is the rough spot I haven't done yet. And this is where I had already sanded. Sanded. Not sanded. Pretty good. That's all I want to do is just take that rough edge down. Alright, well, here it is installed. Job is done. Let's take a closer look. Nice and cleaned up. I haven't done anything with those switches yet. I took the switch apart and pretty complicated. I don't know, I'll figure something out later. She's in, seats are in, everything's done. That bracket that I built for underneath it, I painted it to match the floor. So now, from a distance, it looks like it's hovering. I think it looks badass. And it also allows me to hose it out too. Because I got drain holes in the floor, I am not putting a carpet in. Easier to clean, just to hose out the mud and stuff when we go off-roading. Seats look amazing. Unbelievable. Full electric. Driver's seat has lumbar and everything. Very nice. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, for sticking around, supporting the channel. The last ducking event was amazing. We're definitely going to do it again. Ducks are coming in that I have ordered. So stay tuned for the next ducking event in our area, Hudson Valley, New York, Dutchess County. So hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything. Good stuff is coming. I'm going to be chopping these fenders, making my own fender flares, and I don't know, all kinds of weird stuff. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Like, comment, please. All right. Thanks for watching.
Somebody save me from myself.